A language beyond words. The first time I saw him, it felt like the world had gone silent. He was sitting under the old oak tree in the park, sketching something with such intensity that everything else faded away. I wanted to speak to him, but something about the moment about him stopped me. Every day after that, I found myself drawn to that park, to that bench, to him. He always sat there, lost in his sketches, his hands moving like they carried secrets I wasn't meant to hear. I told myself I wasn't stalking him, but deep down, I knew the truth. One afternoon, fate stepped in where I couldn't. A gust of wind ripped a page from his sketchbook and carried it toward me. My heart raced as I caught it mid-air. It was a sketch of the very tree he sat under, rendered in such detail it looked alive. I hesitated for a moment, clutching the page like it might shatter, then forced myself to walk over. "This blew away," I said softly, holding it out to him. He looked up, startled, and smiled, a soft, genuine smile that hit me like a wave. He took the page and nodded his thanks. Then he pulled a notepad from his bag, scribbled something quickly, and handed it to me. "Thank you," it read. I blinked, confused, and then I saw them. The small hearing aids tucked behind his ears. My cheeks flushed. I opened my mouth, then closed it again, unsure what to say or write. He must have noticed my hesitation, because he gestured to the notepad, encouraging me to respond. I scrawled back, "Your sketches are beautiful." His smile widened as he read, and he wrote back, "Do you draw too?" That's how it began, two strangers writing on scraps of paper and passing them back and forth like secrets. Each note drew me closer, like gravity pulling me into his quiet world. As the weeks passed, I learned his name was Leo, and he had been deaf since he was a teenager. He told me that the silence had once felt suffocating, but art had given him a way to speak. I couldn't resist him. The more I learned about him, the more I wanted to be part of his world. One day, I decided to learn his language. I started with the simplest signs. Hello. Thank you. Beautiful. Every new word felt like unlocking a door. The night I confessed, the air between us felt heavy. The park was quiet, the faint rustle of leaves the only sound. My hands shook as I signed the words I had practiced in front of the mirror for days. "I think I love you." He froze and my heart dropped. I was sure I had ruined everything. But then he smiled, a smile that melted every doubt, and reached for my hand. He pressed it to his chest, where his heartbeat thudded strong and steady, and signed back, "I love you too." In that moment, the silence between us became something else. A language all its own, filled with a depth words could never touch.